The Filipino scholar. Hardworking, insightful, determined, and passionate in making a difference. They were the first to awaken the consciousness of our nation, fighting bravely for that vision, embodying our highest ideals, and reflecting the greatest dreams of our people. In their gifted minds lie the breakthroughs that can solve our societal problems. With their leadership, we can look forward to a positive national transformation. The Filipino scholar, our best, our brightest, our today, our hope, our tomorrow. The DOST Science Education Institute recognizes the vital role of the Filipino scholar in nation building. As the agency mandated to produce a critical pool of science and technology human resources, we believe that to better support the nation's development programs, we must not only provide them with the education they need, but also empower and nurture them towards selfless service, sacrifice, and servant leadership. This is the heart of the Filipino Patriot Scholars Project. In line with the government's 10-point socio-economic agenda, the program seeks to inculcate the values of patriotism and nationalism in our scholars by maximizing their capabilities in order to better contribute to inclusive development, as well as inspiring them to sustain and broaden their engagement in national service. With a host of prestigious universities both here and abroad that have opened their doors to our scholars, DOST SEI is supporting a continuously rising number of scholars coming from municipalities all over the country, offering them a full set of opportunities to earn degrees in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics so that they can realize their full potential. Now, to better mobilize this large pool of future science professionals, we conduct an ongoing series of exciting events all over the country. These include an orientation program for new scholars, a one-day seminar workshop to introduce the SEI scholarship programs as a package of opportunities to improve their lives and serve the country, and a regional formation program for continuing scholars. 2 days of enriching activities, from lectures by distinguished speakers to role-playing sessions that depict the program's core values of social responsibility, servant leadership, and professional excellence. Forums that share the personal accounts and success stories of our patriotic scholars, as well as a life-changing immersion in the community, opening their eyes to social realities. This concludes with a pledge to the ideals of the program. Ultimately, a commitment to the betterment of the nation. This is our answer to the brain drain plaguing our local scientific field by instilling a greater sense of responsibility to our own country and highlighting the scholar's critical role in solving the problems that hamper human security and sustainable inclusive national development. The Filipino Patriot Scholars Program, igniting the spirit to love, serve, and take sacrifices for the country. Forming well-rounded citizens who can face the challenges of the future.
Design po na sa Pilipino. This is a way of looking back. Ano ang pwede natin magawa sa ating region at sa Pilipinas.
Letting the youth take the lead in nation building. Inspiring our scholars to be engineers that forge a stronger society. Biologists that promote a better quality of life. Chemists that balance the formula between development and sustainability. Physicists that move society to greater goals. Mathematicians that sum up into positive change. And many other roles that, in turn, empower others. Sparking the patriot within every scholar. The DOST SEI, Filipino Patriot Scholars Program.
O imnas ay.
Welcome po sa lahat ng ating viewers today. The DOST-CAR ongoing scholars, scholar graduates, prospective scholars, staff of the Department of Science and Technology, university coordinators, and the Apayao community, Mayor Evelyn Martinez of Santa Marcela, Apayao, Dr. Benedicta Gamatero, Schools Division Superintendent of DepEd Apayao, Ms. Josephine Fernandez, Principal of SIPA Imelda National High School, where Ms. Marjo-Anne studied. Science Supervisor Angela Castillo, the Governor of the Province of Apayao, Honorable Eleanor Bulut Bugtang, and their Congressman, Mr. Elias C. Bulut Jr. Thank you so much po for lending your precious time to join us in our activity for today. For this activity, we expect that the science and technology undergraduate scholarship programs will be promoted through our graduate scholar today. May it also bring inspiration to our viewer students to pursue science and technology related courses during their undergraduate studies. And before we formally open this activity, tawagin po natin si Dr. Nancy A. Bantog, ang Regional Director ng Department of Science and Technology, Cordillera Administrative Region, para sa kanyang opening message.
My warmest greetings to all the viewers of this 6th episode of the DOST Iskolar. We are fortunate that we have today Dr. Joseph Biu, the Director of the DOST Science Education Institute, and also Ms. Marjo-Anne A. Fernando, a DOST Scholar graduate and our resource speaker today. The Department of Science and Technology Science Education Institute is the department's agency mandated to accelerate the development of science and technology human resources of the country by administering undergraduate and graduate scholarships, and also in administering advanced specialized trainings. It also promotes science and technology culture and develop innovative science education programs. In order to accomplish this mission, it has, together with the Department of Science and Technology regional offices, exerted great effort to inform the public of the DOST scholarship programs and how it continues to affect lives and also the economic progress of our country. With the DOST scholarship programs, there has been a decent number of DOST SEI graduates who have joined the ranks of science and technology professionals, either in the government or private sectors of the country. Some of them also pursued their graduate studies through the DOST SEI's Master's and PhD scholarship programs. The DOST scholarship programs cover the science and technology priority courses along science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In the recent post of the DOST Secretary, Professor Fortunato T. de la Peña, the DOST SEI is currently supporting 43,493 science, technology, engineering, and mathematics scholars nationwide. Of these, 36,452 are at the undergraduate level. 4,603 are pursuing their master's degree, while 2,438 are pursuing their PhD degrees. With this number, the DOST-CAR supports around 982 ongoing undergraduate scholars in the region. This coming August, SEI will be announcing another batch of qualified applicants, which will add up to the number of DOST scholars in the region. It is our prayer that the share of CAR in terms of new qualified DOST scholars will increase. Notwithstanding the threat of the COVID-19 pandemic, the DOST-CAR support to the mission of increasing the pool of scientists, researchers, and engineers in the country continues through the use of available online platforms to reach the people of the Cordillera region. It is our goal that our region will produce more DOST scholars who will in turn serve CAR and the country as Cordilleran scientists, researchers, and engineers. Thus, we are relentless in advocating to the public the DOST scholarship programs and the merits of being a DOST scholar for the nation. Different strategies have been introduced before to increase the number of qualifiers in the region, one of which is through the conduct of scholarship caravan in the remote areas of our region. Reviews were also made to support the applicants in the competitive national examinations. Unfortunately, these modalities are not possible at this time. It is why we strive to come up with innovative strategies to reach the students. One of these strategies is at the DOST Scholar. Since its launching in January, stories of graduate scholars from different walks of life were witnessed, and this inspired not only those aspiring applicants of DOST scholarship programs, but also the general public. May our guest for today inspires the students to apply for the DOST scholarship programs. Once again, good morning to all. Welcome to the 6th episode of at the DOST Scholar. God bless everyone and stay safe.
Salamat po, Director Nancy, sa inyong mensahe. At ngayon naman, tawagin natin si Ma'am Alicia A. Balakwa, ang SRS2 at DOST-CAR Scholarship Coordinator para sa ating rasyonale.
The Philippines has 270 research and development personnel per million population according to UNESCO's 2015 survey of R&D expenditure and human resources. This is below UNESCO's standard of 380 research and development personnel per million population. In the Cordillera Administrative Region, we only have 467 R&D personnel. This is lower than the regional distribution of 13,107 R&D personnel in the country's capital region. Prior to the imposition of travel restrictions and quarantine protocols, the DOST-CAR advocated the agency's scholarship program in order to invite more students and possibly increase the R&D pool of human resources. Among the efforts to promote the scholarship program is the scholarship caravan conducted in all the provinces of the region where GDAS were prioritized. With the increasing reach of information technology in the country, DOST-CAR has launched on January 29, 2021, at the DOST Scholar as part of its continuing information drive to invite the youth to be scholars for the nation. The term DADAT is a Kankanai term that refers to an indigenous knowledge system and practice where the elders in the Cordilleras pass stories through word of mouth and is traditionally done by chanting. Let us know more about the DOST Scholarship Program through our Regional Scholarship Ambassadress for today's episode. Naimbag nga daw kinya tayo amin.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Alice. At ngayon, tawagin po natin si Dr. Josette Tibio, ang Director ng Science Education Institute, para sa kanyang recorded inspirational message.
blessed day to all of you. On behalf of DOST Secretary Fortunato de la Peña, Undersecretary for S&T Services Dr. Renato Solidum, and our team at the Science Education Institute, we thank you all, especially our dear students, for your interest in the DOST scholarship programs. I also thank and commend the efforts of the officials and staff of the DOST Cordillera Autonomous Region, led by the Regional Director, Dr. Nancy Bantog. The DOST-CAR has always been diligent and creative in promoting and implementing the DOST scholarship programs. Even before the pandemic, they have been organizing events and projects to invite potential scholars to become part of the DOST family. May our incoming scholars increase the much-needed pool of talented scientists, engineers, and researchers in the country. In return, we hope that you will enjoy the benefits and privileges accorded to DOST scholars. Students, I hope you will not let this opportunity pass you by. We at the DOST SEI are doing our best to improve policies and develop strategies so we can continue serving applicants and scholars in the new normal. My only wish is for you to not give up on your dream to become a DOST scholar. Do not let the list of requirements, the so-called difficulty of the exam, and even your personal situation dampen your spirits. We have seen scholars break the chain of poverty, clinch awards, and contribute significantly in national development. Of course, the scholarship is just a component of their success, but it was a good starting point. Today, on Dad at this 6th episode, you'll be hearing from one of our notable scholars, University of the Philippines Los Banos professor, Ms. Marjo-Anne Fernando. She is also from the Cordillera Autonomous Region, and I'm sure high school students from CAR will find more things in common with Professor Fernando when she was still a DOST scholarship applicant. The COVID-19 pandemic showed us, among many things, the importance of science, technology, and innovation. Whether we speak of the current COVID response or post-COVID recovery plans, people trust science to play a huge role. We at the DOST are putting our faith in our scholars that they will wholeheartedly lead and serve the country through their abilities in science and technology. I am proud to say that many of our scholars are already helping their communities battle the effects of the pandemic. Some of them are also from CAR. While I wish to entice you into applying as we continue to beef up scholarship privileges and accept more scholars this year, I have to remind you that the DOST scholarship is not only about prestige and privileges, it is a huge responsibility. Being a DOST scholar entitles you to subsidies and allowances. It will certainly give your resume a boost. It will also open doors to various conferences and training programs conducted by DOST SEI, DOST regional offices, and other organizations. But perhaps the most important aspect of DOST scholarship is the scholar's role in nation building. While you are required to render service in the country as a return service, we hope you'll stay or you will be back after studying or working abroad because you are earnest about making a difference in your community and in your country. The life of a DOST scholar is not easy, but it's going to be worthwhile. I will let our guest scholar tell you more about that. Maximize this opportunity to learn about the program so you can prepare as early as now. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Good luck and see you in the science community.
Maraming salamat, Dr. Bio. Nakaka-inspire talaga ang inyong mensahe sa araw na ito.
Upang formal na ipakilala ang ating pinangaralan na panauhin, ipinapakilala po namin ang Provincial Director ng Apayao Science and Technology Center, si Engineer Debbie Glynn V. Manakil. Ma'am Debbie?
Good morning to all of us, especially to all our viewers. Yeah. Okay na ba? Hello. Okay na?
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
morning. Okay. Good morning to all of us, especially to all our viewers, our guests, and to our visitors for this day's episode of the DOST Iskolar, a Scholar's Story. It is my pleasure to introduce to you our esteemed speaker, whose story will be an opportunity for all our viewers to understand more about the DOST Science and Technology Scholarship and how it continues to affect the lives of our scholars. Our guest finished her degree of Bachelor of Science in Mathematics at the University of the Philippines, Los Banos, in 2007. She was a consistent DOST scholar and a Dean's Lister, whose persistent attitude and yearning for continuous self-event after graduation. She took and finished her degree in Master of Science in Mathematics in 2013 at the same university while taking on the challenge as a mathematics professor. As part of her learning development, she attended numerous trainings and seminars to polish her skills and be an efficient math professor. Due to her Cordilleran spirit and good work ethics, she started as an Instructor 1 in 2007 and is currently Assistant Professor 6. She teaches college algebra, college trigonometry, calculus, mathematical analysis, logic and set theory, differential calculus, graph theory, introduction to topology, mathematics culture, and society. She likewise published several articles in journal proceedings as well as books on K-12, pre-calculus, and module in basic calculus. A proud Cordilleran, an Apayao, who hails from the lowly municipality of Santa Marcela. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our scholarship ambassadress for this episode, Miss Marjo-Anne A. Fernando.
Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Debbie. Bago po natin simulan, nakausapin si Ma'am Marjo, allow us to present to you a short AVP of her.
so good morning po, Ma'am Marjo. Welcome po sa ating 6th episode ng DOST. Kumusta po kayo ngayon?
Hey, good morning. First of all, I want to greet everyone, especially those who are joining us also in Facebook Live. And thank you so much to Engineer Debbie Lynn Manangkil for the generous introduction and for the AVP that you created for my introduction this morning.
Thank you din po, Ma'am. Ma'am, baka gusto niyo din pong batiin yung mga students niyo po sa UP Los Baños and your colleagues also po, Ma'am.
Yeah. Good morning to my students. Alam ko na, well, sa bagay, last day na submission na ng grade ngayon. Baka nagre-relax na yung iba, so I hope you're joining us this morning. And to my colleagues also at the Mathematics Division of the Institute of Mathematical Sciences and Physics in UP Los Baños. I also want to say hi to my teachers back in high school at the SEI National High School, where I graduated. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yes po, Ma'am. So, matanong lang po namin, Ma'am Marjo, paano po pala kayo nabilang sa DOST Scholarship? Ikwento po ninyo yung journey niyo when you started applying for the DOST SEI Scholarship po.
Yes. Nung high school, I used to join investigatory project contest sa division ng Apayao. And siguro third year ako nun when I heard about the DOST Scholarship. A group of teachers were talking about it and they were telling about the exam, yung schedule ng exam, and the benefits and privileges of a scholar. So back then, sabi ko, ang bongga ng privileges. However, may exam. So sabi ko, ano kayang meron sa exam? Gano'n kaya kahirap yon? And then, eventually, nakalimutan ko na siya kasi third year pa lang ako noon. And then, nung fourth year, meron silang parang caravan. So yung DOST Apayao, headed by the Engineer Debbie Manangkil, meron silang pinadala sa school namin telling us about the scholarship. So merong information dissemination kumbaga. So sinasabi, ito yung mga requirements and ito yung mga benefits, ito yung mga makukuha mo pag naging scholar ka. Ito yung schedule ng exam. So, ayun. Ako parang sabi ko, kaya ko ba to? And then, thankful ako sa mga teachers ko nung high school, especially dun sa advisor ko, si Ma'am Arafiles, and dun sa mga science teachers ko and math teachers na sabi, basta mag-exam ka lang. Ganun sila ka-encouraging. And also to my parents, sabi nila, itry mo lang basta. So ako nun parang iniisip ko yung buhay ko pag naging college student ako, pero hindi pa ako parang ready. Ito na yun, may mga exams pala para mapabilang sa scholarship. And then, ayun, nag-iwan yung DOST staff ng form. Tapos, wala na akong nagawa, kundi sundin yung, kasi hindi ko pa masyadong naisip, so sundin yung payo ng mga teachers ko and parents ko. So, I had this list of requirements. Bata pa ako, hindi pa ako masyadong marunong mag-ayos ng mga papel. Pero tinulungan nila ako. So, yung mga requirements, ay yung parents ko nag-produce ng iba kasi may mga certification yung ng mga income eh. Tapos yung sinacertify naman ng school na nasa upper, I think 5% or 10% ka ng graduating class para makapag-take ka ng exam. So, ayun, sinubmit yung application, in-endorse yung application, tapos, ayun, nag-exam na. Ganun. And then, nung exam, hindi ko malilimutan yung experience na ang lalayo ng mga upuan namin. Tipong hindi ka pwedeng gumanon, hindi ka pwedeng tumingin sa katabi kasi yung bantay nakatingin ng maigi. Bawal tumingin sa iba, parang gano'n. And pagdating nung pagkatapos ng exam, sabi ko sa sarili ko, basta nag-exam ako, I did my best, bahala na si Lord, parang gano'n. Kasi ang hirap ng exam. Sa totoo lang, mahirap yung exam. Sabi ko, ano kaya yun? Ano kaya yung sagot nun? Pero, let go na ako. Move on. Parang ganyan. So, ayun, ganun ako nakapag-exam. Ganun ko nalaman yung scholarship. At umabot naman ako sa nag-exam ako para dun sa scholarship. And then, incidentally, nag-take ako ng UPCAT exam. Again, dahil din sa in-encourage ako ng mga teachers ko ng high school, mga parents ko. So, nag-take ako ng exam. And unang lumabas yung unang lumabas yung result ng UPCAT kesa sa DOST, sa pagkakaalala ko. I was so happy to learn, nakapasa ako sa exam ng UPCAT sa UP Las Banos. It was my first choice ng campus. Pero deep in my heart, sabi ko, parang hindi ako mag-aaral sa Los Baños. Kasi ang layo. Ang layo niya, tapos baka mahal yung mga bilihin doon, yung mga gano'n. Of course, I have parents who are hardworking and I'm so lucky to have them. They will do everything to send me to the university no matter what. Pero sabi ko, siguro yung hindi naman sila masyadong mahirapan, parang gano'n. Sabi ko, although pumasa ako sa UP, meron pa akong isang pinag-examan. Baka naman papasa ako, doon na lang ako. So, parang medyo nag-let go na ako, X na yung UP. And then came, I think, February or March, noong 2003, dumating yung result ng DOST. Ang unang nakaalam ay yung office mate ng mama ko. Ang sabi niya ay, nakita daw niya yung name ko sa newspaper. Parang gano'n. Parang, ate, pangalan yata ng anak mo yon, parang pumasa siya sa ganito. And then eventually, yan nakapasa nga ako. Nung nalaman namin yon, parang turning point siya. Sabi ko parang, nakapasa akong UP, sobrang saya ko. Nakapasa akong DOST. Ang saya-saya. Baka pwede kong magamit yung scholarship. Yon. So parang, the DOST scholarship was a game changer for me. Kasi talagang decided na akong mag-aral sa ibang school. As in, wala pa yung result ng exam kung pasado ako sa isang school na yun, sa isang university na yun. But talagang claim ko doon ako mag-aaral. Hindi ako pupunta sa, ang layo-layo ng UP Las Baños, parang gano'n. But when the result came, so nakapasa ako ng RA 7687, nakita ko yung listahan ng privileges. Of course, meron din magbabayad ka pag di ka nakatapos. Tapos meron pang interest, may ganon. Pero tinignan ko muna yung part na meron akong benefits. Parang nagbago yung decision. Hindi siya instantly nagbago, pero it was a game changer. The scholarship was really enabling. Enabling na tipong, okay, pwede akong mag-UP. Yun. So, sobrang saya ko lang and sobrang grateful ko kasi I listened to the advice from my previous teachers, my parents, my relatives. Kasi in my place, San Antonio, Santa Marcela, Apayao, parang sort of community decision, or community pride, yung may makapasa dito, tapos papasa dito, na parang everyone has a say. Ayun. But of course, I only listen to my parents and to my teachers and my relatives naman. Pero yun nga, sabi nila, sayang, i-go muna. And hindi ako nagre-regret. So, kung merong time na babalikan ko yung high school ko, and that very moment, hindi ko babaguhin yung nangyari. I would do the same over and over again kasi it has brought me to where I am right now. Ayun.
That was a beautiful journey po pala, Ma'am Marjo. That was a double blessing, kumbaga.
Mm-hmm.
It both helped you met your needs when you entered your college level po. Ma'am, you said po a while ago that you were raised in Apayao, tapos sa UP Los Baños po kayo nag-aral when you were in your college level. Ikwento niyo po, ma'am, yung mga adjustments po na ginawa ninyo coming from Apayao and then going to Los Baños na different area po, ma'am.
Yes. Another thing that I am thankful about being a DOST Scholar ay yung summer orientation and enrichment program. So once you are accepted as a scholar, doon sa pupuntahan mong university or doon sa panggagalingan mong region, meron silang ino-offer na summer orientation and enrichment program. Meaning, before you even enter freshman or college, meron kang 2 weeks na ma-orient ka. I don't know if you still have that right now. Sobrang helpful. And I found out during my time na yung pinakamalapit sa Apayao, sa place namin, ay malayo din. Parang sabi, I remember, yung sinabi ni ni Engineer Debbie na, kung dito ka magsa-SOEP, bakit hindi ka na lang mag-SOEP sa UP Los Baños? Tatanggapin ka naman doon. Yun ang sabi sa akin. And sobrang thankful ako kasi yung paglipat, medyo smooth siya. Kasi ang ginawa ng DOST Apayao, in-endorse ako sa Region 4A. Na yung office ng Region 4A na DOST ay malapit sa UP Los Baños. So na-endorse ako, nagkaroon ako ng pangalan dito, pwede na akong mag-SOEP sa UP Los Baños. So yung adjustment ko, doon nagsimula. Pagdating ko sa UP Los Baños, ano pa yun, hindi pa ako nakaka-enroll as a student sa UPLB, pero nakapasok na ako ng campus. Napuntahan ko na yung mga dapat kong hanapin na building. Sabi ko, paano pag freshman, tas ito yung building? Kailangan kong malaman saan ka. Ang lawak-lawak po ng UPLB. So, kailangan mahanap ko yon. So, nagsimula akong mag-adjust, pero nagkaroon ako ng friends. I had friends na galing Cagayan, Ilocana, so chika there and chika here. Hindi rin siya sanay lumayo sa magulang kasi born and raised in Cagayan din siya. So meron akong karamay. Kumbaga sabi ko, hoy friend, anyang iti biyagta dito, kasi ako para something like that. Paano tayo mabubuhay dito? Naging dorm mates kami. And then parehas kaming kasabay ko siyang pumasok sa SOEP. To give you an idea about SOEP, dun sa mga viewers na students, ito yung 2 weeks, magkaklase kayo. Parang magkakaroon kayo ng teacher who will teach you about algebra and trigonometry. Parang bibigyan ka ng review from your high school. Kung hindi man review, parang bibigyan ka ng, baka yung mga hindi mo nakuha ng high school, pwede nilang maibigay. And then, language. So parang English. So, math and English. And sobrang helpful kasi yung mga teachers namin doon dati ay mga UP professors na din. So sabi ko, okay, ito pala yung feeling ng tinuturuan ng mga taga dito. Tapos parang, pag minsan medyo lito ako, hindi ako nag-iisa. Kasi meron akong friend. Meron na akong friend agad-agad. And mind you, yung friend na nakilala ko during the time, ay friend ko hanggang ngayon. Kumare ko na rin siya. So, ibig kong sabihin, binigyan talaga ako ng DOST ng chance, again, na makapag-adjust ng mabilis sa UP Los Baños. Kasi, iniisip ko noong una, paano kung pagdating ko doon, mag-enroll na agad ako? Hindi ko alam ang gagawin ko. Ang layo-layo, ihahatid lang ako ng parents ko, iiwan na ako dito. Paano? How am I gonna survive? Parang ganun. But because I was in UP way before the start of the semester, way before the start of the enrollment, na-acclimatize ko na yung sarili ko. So it was a good decision to join the summer orientation and enrichment program by DOST in UPLB. Kasi had I taken it somewhere else, siguro mag-a-adjust ako ng todo-todo pagdating ko sa UPLB. And doon na nagsimula. Of course, may mga learnings along the way kasi hindi naman ako taga Los Baños talaga. You have to look for bilihan ng food na mura lang, pero safe naman, ganun. Tapos, kailangan, alam mo yung mga bilihan ng mga things mo. Kailangan, kasi magsisimula ka talaga. As in, alam naman natin na hindi tayo sanay. Hindi ako sanay na kailangan ko na palang bumili ng bag ng sarili kong unan, sarili kong kumot, sarili lahat. I'm on my own. But good thing I had friends with me na kasama ko to adjust. And that friend of mine, BS Math din ang kukunin niya. So, taga Cagayan siya, kapitbahay lang ng Apayao. Tapos BS Math yung kukunin niya, dormmate ko siya. What a blessing talaga. Ayun.
Napakaganda po, ma'am, ng kwento ninyo. And I do believe po, ma'am, yung friend ninyo po, aka best friend na din po, is also watching with us. Hello po, ma'am.
Yeah, she is already a professor in UP Diliman.
Iba lang po yung branch, but
Iba
you're
ang branch.
both teaching in UP. So,
Yes.
very thankful din po tayo kay Ma'am Debbie for indeed guiding you to adjust sa new university po na papasukin ninyo. Meron dun po, ma'am, nung pumasok na po kayo, ma'am, sa university, when the start of classes started na po, ano po yung mga adjustment niyo po din dun, ma'am?
Ayun, nung nag-start na yung klase, okay, dun tayo sa scholarship. Dahil scholar ako, dun sa enrollment, mas madali siya. So, para dun sa mga gustong maging scholar, ito yung isang benefit talaga, mas madali siya. Kasi, may pila. Hindi kasi uso ang online nung araw, di ba? So, online transactions, hindi uso. So, may pila. Pipila ka, kukunin mo yung registration form. Dahil freshman ako, kompleto yung units ng binigay ng UP. Pero pag hindi ka na freshman, pwedeng hindi kompleto, maghahanap ka pa ng additional. So, dahil freshman, kompleto. Pagpunta mo doon, mahabang pila yun. Pagpunta mo doon, pipila ka ulit sa bayaran. So there's another pila for bayaran. After mo makabayad, sa kanila ibibigay yung class card. Tatatakan nila registered. Pagka meron ka na nun, enrolled ka na. Okay? The thing about it, nung enrollment, dahil scholar ako ng DOST, I only had that piece of paper stating that I am a scholar. So, pagpunta ko doon sa kuhanan ng enrollment form, we call it Form 5 dito sa UP. Binigay agad, kaliwaan lang, okay, ito yung piece of paper stating that I am a scholar. Binigay ko yon, binigay sa akin yung enrollment form and the class card already. I did not have to line up to another window kung saan magbabayad ako ng scholarship, ng tuition fee. And one thing about it is that sa DOST, sabi subsidized yung tuition fee. But I learned that when you are the DOST scholar and you will study in UP, they will make everything free. Free na yun. Hindi na ako nagbayad. Kung nagbabayad siguro ako nun, ito lang yung parang student, I don't know, 45 pesos lang yun eh. Na pwede mo na lang iabot. Parang ganun. So, ang alam ko kasi pag ibang school, parang ibibigay lang nila yung percentage or there's just a certain amount coming from the DOST and then magta-top up ka na. Ngayon, dahil sa UP ako, although hindi ganun kataas yung tuition fee during my time, wala akong binabayaran as institution fee. So parang, ewan ko kung it's some sort of an agreement between the DOST and the University of the Philippines, which was really, really helpful in my case. Ayun. So nung sa enrollment, and then because I already gained friends during the SOEP, nung first year, first semester, mayroon na akong mga kahayan. Hi, kakilala ko kaklase ko dati Uy, SOEP. Ang funny thing pa ay meron pang pangalan yung dalawang sections yung SOEP namin. Meron pang pangalan yung mga classes namin. Nalimutan ko lang yung pangalan. Ay, taga-ganto ka ba? Taga-ganto ka ba? Ang tinatanong ay kung taga-anong section ka nung nag-SOEP ka. Tapos, meron yung, ang batian pa namin ay, huy, may stipends na. Stipend. Huy, may stipends na. O di kaya sabihin, wala pa O hintay-hintay lang tayo. Parang ganun. And aside from sobrang thankful ako dun sa pinanggalingan ko na region, so sa CAR, sa province, sa Apayao, sa mga staff ng DOST doon. Naging smooth yung freshman year ko din dito because of DOST Region 4A staff. Hindi ako makapaniwala na ang sobrang babait nila. Yung tipong parang malayo ka pa, meron kang isasubmit, meron kang ibibigay, pupunta ka sa office, parang malayo ka pa, naka-wave na sila. Ano kailangan mo? Ay, ito, pilapan mo to, iganto mo to. Parang hindi tipong, hindi ka taga dito, hindi ka masyadong, hindi ganun. And, minsan tatawag kami, sir, gaganon pa lang kami, alam na nila yon. Okay, bukas dadating yung stipend nyo. Ganon sila kahit pa ulit-ulit kaming minsan makulit, ganon. Sobrang bait pa rin nila. And one funny thing that happened, graduate na ako, nag-work na ako. Pero since nasa LB lang ako, di pa kalat-kalat lang ako dito. One time, in a certain mall, nakasalubong ko yung dating staff. Yung staff na DOST na nag-aayos ng mga papel talaga namin sa elevator. Tapos sabi niya sa akin, dumating na yung stipends niyo Gumanon siya sa akin. Sabi ko, sir, graduate na po ako. Parang yun yung, ganun nila natatandaan yung mga, on time naman ako graduate. Ayan. Ganun nila natatandaan yung mga scholars nila. And they really get to know their scholars and they would really take good care of you. And even remind you na, okay, malapit ng enrollment, kailangan may sabitin na yung mga class writing, something like that. So, the journey, especially the beginning, it wasn't so smooth, pero hindi siya rough. Hindi siya ganun ka-smooth kasi I had to learn a lot of things. I had to, tell myself na wala na ako sa piling ng parents ko. I'm on my own. But I have friends. Yun, I have friends. This place is a new place. Ang ganda naman dito, ang daming puno, mga ganon. Nandun na yung ano ko. And meron akong scholarship. Kasi, sabi ko nga, I'm so blessed. I have parents who will do everything for my education kasi binavalue nila yon. But having a scholarship na alam mo mahihintayin kang allowance, imagine mo, may book allowance, may monthly allowance. Hindi na ako mag-tuition. Nire-refund pa nila yung isang round trip ticket, diba? Nagre-refund pa sila. Kailangan ko lang yung ticket ko sa bus, kailangan ko lang i-photocopy, something like that. Imagine meron kang ganong katulong para sa pag-aaral mo. Malaking bagay siya. Ayun.
Sa pag-adjust nyo ng yung daily routine po, hindi nyo po mararating yung kung saan po kayo ngayon. And sa pag-overcome nyo sa comfort zone nyo, narating nyo rin po yung pinapangarap sa yung pagiging professor nyo. So, regarding po sa pag-overcome and experiences, pero pwede nyo po bang ikwento sa amin kung may mga most memorable experiences or challenge nung kayo'y naging scholar or nung nag-aaral pa kayo nung kolehiyo kayo?
Okay. Yung memorable as a scholar, yung benefits talaga. Totoo lang. Yung benefits, parang sasabihin pa sa doon, DOST to parang ganon. May pera yan. Akala nila lagi kaming may pera. May pera yan. DOST yan So parang, kasi may benefits kami. Yun yung memorable, enjoyable, isa sa mga enjoyable. I had friends. I gained friends. Bago pa magsimula yung pasukan. Dahil pa rin yun sa DOST. I met good people, public servant, yung mga na-meet ko sa office ng DOST dito sa Region 4A. Yan yung mga memorable. Challenges, one of the challenges I had was not really about me being a scholar anymore, but me being a student striving to graduate, to be better. The challenge was how to be better every day. Because I entered into a university na it seems like everyone was competitive. It seems like everyone was intelligent. It seems like everyone was smart. Parang minsan feeling mo, yung target ko, pag hindi ko nahihit, hindi po pwedeng down na lang ako palagi. Paano ako magiging better tomorrow? How can I be a better version of my previous self? Because I believe that there are rooms for improvement. Palaging may room for improvement, palaging may room for growth. And if you acknowledge that, you think of your challenges, you think of your down moments as just, parang spring, siya yung tuntungan mo, and then sa spring, pag ginanon mo siya, magpo-projectile siya to somewhere else. So if you think of it that way, in my case, during that time, if I think of it that way, na-enlighten ako, na nagkakaroon ako ng strength to face another day. Kasi studying far away from your parents, there are times, of course, you need to be independent. Pero may mga times na, ay, ba't kasi ako pumunta dito? Hindi mo talaga matatanggal yun. Ba't kasi ako nag-aral pa dito? Pag medyo nahihirapan ako. Ba't kasi ito pa yung, marami ako mga ganon. Pero pag tinignan ko siya, pero mga ilang minutes lang yan. Kasi kailangan kong bumawi. Sabihin ko sa sarili ko, okay, nandito ako, meron akong scholarship, kaya ko to kasi DOST Scholar ako. So someone believed in me. They believed in me na, apart from, kasi siguro napasa ko yung exam, given, na yun. Pero having an institution believe in your capability is one thing to hold on to. Pag ikaw mismo sa sarili mo, feeling mo nahihirapan ka at nagda-doubt ka sa capabilities mo. Having someone believe in you, of course, you don't depend on people, on the thoughts of people about you. But there are times when you feel so down and tingin mo nahihirapan ka. Ang sarap isipin na may naniniwala sa'yo. Since may naniniwala sa akin, there must be something that I can share. There must be something, they have seen something good in me, maybe. They have seen something na pwede silang mag-capitalize sa akin, pwede nila akong tulungan. Kasi may nakita sila na kaya ng batang to. So parang, okay, DOST Scholar ako. So, imbes na ma-pressure ako dahil DOST Scholar ako, kasi may maintain na average, no? Isipin ko na, okay, DOST Scholar ako, dito ako nag-aaral, kakayanin ko to. Yun, may mga ganun. Kasi hindi lahat ay may hit mo yung target mo. Pag nasa university ka na, ibang-iba na. Parang ito yung tinarget mo sa sarili mo, ito dapat yung makuha ko. Ay, hindi ko nakuha yan. Hindi po pwedeng, it's okay to feel down. It's okay to feel bad a bit, okay? Kasi kailangan mo din yun eh. Kasi kapag hindi ka nakaramdam ng kahit katiting na ganun, ang tendency mo, complacent ka sa sarili mo. Parang, okay na ako, ayos na ako. Parang ganun yung tendency mo. But if you somehow feel a little bit of pressure, a little bit of a stress, a good amount of it, yun yung magdadrive sa'yo na mag-improve to be better. Ayun. Yun yung main challenge. Paano ako magiging better version of myself every day? And sa mga times na I don't really feel good about myself, I would say it's not the end of the world yet. Yan sinasabi ko sa sarili ko. That better things are yet to come. Yan yung sinasabi ko sa sarili ko. Ayun.
Napakaganda po ng self-reflection at encouragement nyo sa inyong sarili. Tas, if you acknowledge your weaknesses, talagang mag-i-improve ka. Tulad ni Ma'am Marjo. Kaya yung mga students dyan or viewers, dapat acknowledge natin at maging humble tayo sa ating sarili para mag-improve tayo sa ating ginagawa. Ma'am, regarding po sa inyong subject, di ba calculus teacher po kayo? It's a silly question po. Ma'am, nahirapan po ba kayo noon sa calculus?
Okay. During that time na student ako, may mga times na hindi ko rin alam kung paano gawin. Okay? Hindi instantly alam ko yung gagawin. Pero when you sit down and study and think about, you put your heart into it, eventually makukuha mo siya. That's also what I tell my students, na parang it's okay if you don't get it instantly because I have been there. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa kanila. Hindi ko ina-expect na at one glance, kuhang-kuha nyo. Pero kung nasa klase tas hindi mo nakuha, pag uwi mo, hindi mo pa rin makukuha. Pagbalik mo sa klase the following, hindi mo pa rin makukuha. There must be something wrong. So okay lang na hindi mo makuha instantly. Pero pag umuwi ka, you sit down, saan ba? Saan ba dito yung mahirap? Saan ba dito yung hindi ko maintindihan? Baka pwede kong tanangin kay ma'am. Baka pwede kong tanangin yung kaklase kong alam na to. So that when you go back to school, you already know yung lesson. Kasi sa math, ano kasi yan? Usually, domino yan. Pag hindi mo alam yung unang lesson, rest assured, most likely, 99%, the following day, hindi mo rin makukuha yung sumunod na lesson. The following day, and the whole week, wala ka na naintindihan. So, if from the beginning, hindi mo medyo gets yung lesson, magsimula ka na doon. Kasi siguradong, pag nakuha mo yon, may chance makukuha mo yung pangalawang lesson. Pero pag hindi mo nakuha, meaning hindi mo siya inintindi, hindi mo pa rin siya maintindihan, bukas hindi mo rin siya maintindihan. Yung susunod na lesson. Magpa-pile up siya. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa students ko. Kasi I also sometimes tell my students about my experiences as student. Nung student ako, I would also tell them that to not be afraid if they did not come, or to not feel inferior if they did not come from science high schools. Kasi alam ko iba yung curriculum ng science high school, mas advanced. Kasi sabi ko, I came from a barangay high school, Sipa Imelda National High School. Pero because of the help of the people around me, and dahil gusto kong matutunan yung subject, kahit hindi kasing taas nung background ko, yung background ng mga galing sa mga Philippine Science High School, alam na natin, di ba mataas talaga yung math and sciences nila. Okay lang yan. Sabi ko, hindi siya magiging hindrance. Yun ang sabi ko sa mga students ko. Kasi kaya nyo yan, kakayanin nyo yan. Kasi doon ako nanggaling. And marami akong friends. Sabi ko na, hindi naman advance yung background. Pero okay. Nakayanan nila. Nakatapos sila. May honor pa nga sila. Yan yung sinasabi ko sa students ko. So, it sometimes also helps to relate your real life stories to your students. So, they wouldn't think na, ay, sinasabi ni ma'am yan kasi, alam niya yan kasi teacher na siya. Meron kasi sila minsan gano'n na, kasi sasabihin mo mamadali yan kasi teacher ka na eh. Pero kung i-relate mo how you look at the subject back when you were on it, when you were studying it, mas ma-appreciate nila na okay lang pala na hindi agad makuha. Basta huwag payagang hindi mo forever naiintindihan. Ayan.
Yes po. Hindi rin lang naman sa math yung encouragement po na i-apply kasi usually sa lahat na yun.
Yes.
And po, for relating po using your experience, mas nafe-feel po ng mga estudyante yung consideration at understanding na maituturo nyo sa kanila. Regarding po sa buhay nyo, paano po naman binago ng scholarship na ito yung the way, yung routine nyo sa buhay nyo or positive quad? Yun po, ma'am.
Okay. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, had I not been awarded the DOST scholarship, had I not been had I not been given the opportunity, okay, to be a DOST scholar, I would not have been able to go to UP. Tingin ko yun. Hindi ako mag-UP. I would not have been able to graduate in UP. I would not have been able to become a teacher in UP, an assistant professor of mathematics in the University of the Philippines. I may have gone to a different path siguro kung hindi ako scholar ng DOST. Iba yung path na pinuntahan ko. Hindi ko naman masasabi na baka hindi naging maganda yung maayos yung buhay ko kung iba yung path na nakuha ko. Pero knowing that I am where I am right now, natutuwa ako na kaya ko siyang i-connect dahil sa DOST kasi. Kasi naging scholar ako. Yun talaga yung totoo. My parents would agree, my sister will agree with this na hindi ako, kung wala akong scholarship, I may have gone to a different university. Of course, okay din naman siguro yun. Magiging okay din naman siguro yung buhay ko eventually. Pero ibang-iba yung magiging experience ko siguro. Baka ibang-iba yung path ko. In that university, iba yung kukunin kong course. Sobrang ibang-iba. So, as I have said earlier, the DOST scholarship awarded to me was a game changer. It was enabling. It enabled me to aim for more. It enabled me to reach for more. And because of also of the people around me who supported me, kasi hindi ko naman kayang i-maintain siguro yun kung wala rin yung mga love and support of the people around me. And of course, actually, even the local government of Santa Marcela, napaka-supportive sa akin pag may kailangan ng ganito. Tapos minsan magsosolicit pa yung mama ko kasi parang something like that. They would give a hand. So sabi ko nga parang it's more of not simply the DOST scholarship. It's more of parang kung ako kunwari ay isang project, ako ay group project. Parang gano'n. Team effort. It was a team effort talaga. The people around me, and it's a big plus that I had the scholarship. Sobra. And it opened to different opportunities para sa akin. Actually, kung hindi siguro ako nag-DOST, hindi rin ako dito nagkaroon ng pamilya ngayon. Something like that. It has really changed my life for the better. And if there are students now who would like to apply for the scholarship, then go for it. Hindi nyo alam yung pwedeng gawin ng ganitong klase ng opportunity sa buhay niyo. Of course, maraming ibang opportunities, but to be given the privilege na pag-aralin ka ng government, iba yung part. No, when I entered the university as a UP student and scholar, alam ko sa sarili ko na ako ay scholar ng bayan. Alam mo yon, minsan kasi parang cliche na lang na scholar ka ng bayan, pinag-aaral ka ng ganito. Pero alam ko sa sarili ko na nakakalibre ako dito. Nakakalibre. Tapos meron pa silang binibigay na allowance ko. So, alam ko sa sarili ko na I was a scholar ng bayan. And later on sa college life ko nung nagmo-move na ako sa aking mga courses, na-realize ko na I should be a scholar for the nation also. Dapat maging scholar din ako para sa bayan. It gave me more of a purpose. It gave me siguro a clearer vision of what I want to be pagkatapos ko makapag-aral. So mas binigyan ako ng DOST na dito ka pupunta kasi remember that I have to tawag sa ganun, mag-serve ako sa country for the years na in-enjoy ko yung DOST scholarship. So I entered the scholarship for 4 years. So mag-serve din ako sa Pilipinas ng 4 years. Noong una, sabi ko, kung hindi ko ito natapos, babayaran ko, meron pang interest. Sabi ko sa sarili ko. Tapos, required ako na mag-serve. Noong una, ganun ako. Parang sabi ko, may mga requirements na ganun. Na parang, may pag-ganun pa ako nung umpisa. Pero, eventually, it led me to have to set my goals clearer. Okay, magsaserve ako. Magsaserve ako sa Pilipinas. And eventually, nag-serve nga ako as an instructor in UPLB. So, again, the DOST scholarship that I had was a huge blessing in my life. I am who I am today. Not, of course, because of the people around me, the love and support I get from the people, and through the help and the opportunity that DOST gave me. Yeah.
Ma'am, related po sa benefits na binigay ng DOST. Ano naman po nakatulong ang DOST scholarship sa inyong undergraduate researches o yung thesis na tinatawag natin?
Okay. I took up BS Mathematics in UPLB and during that time, wala kaming, hindi required yung thesis. Pero ngayon required na siya. Pero meron kaming tinatawag na special problem. When you take that subject, yung special problem, they gave you sort of a problem and then research din talaga siya. You write a manuscript and all that. In terms of funding, parang hindi ako nag-avail sa DOST. Kasi sa mathematics, usually, wala namang kami experiment. So, meron ka lang problem and then you have to find your way through it. Paano ko ito sasagutan? But we do not conduct say survey, but we do not conduct experiments. So, but I am sure my friends from different degree programs, kasi nga, remember, nagkaroon ako ng mga SOEPers, mga friends sa SOEP, iba-iba kami ng mga degree programs, nakakuha sila, I believe, ng support from DOST. Ayun.
Okay po, ma'am. Regarding naman po sa return of service, in exchange po sa mga benepisyo ng mga scholar, ay obligado po silang obligado po silang magbigay ng kanilang serbisyo sa ating bansa.
Mm-hmm.
Maaari po ba ninyong ikwento sa amin ang naging karanasan ninyo nung kayo ay nagre-render ng inyong service of obligation po?
Yes. Actually, hindi ko na siya inisip na obligation nung nag-work na ako. Because I was lucky enough na matangkap sa UPLB as an instructor. And they encouraged me to apply. Thankful ako sa mga heads namin during that time na, sige, try mo mag-apply, may opening. May opening as a faculty member. So nag-apply ako, automatic na siya. Parang hindi ko na inisip na, hindi ako nagbilang ng 4 years na, okay, after 4 years, kailangan ko. Nabigay ko na yung obligation ko sa DOST, aalis na ako. Hindi ko naisip na yon. Kasi siguro kasi medyo na pumasok na rin sa sistema ko na magsiserve talaga ako. Mag-serve talaga ako sa Pilipinas, sa institute ko, pag graduate ko. Kasi nabigyan ako ng opportunity, so na mag-serve doon, na mag-work doon. So hindi mag-work talaga ako. And siguro more of na lang siya, hindi yung length of service na kailangan maka 4 years ako, hindi ko yun inisip. So ano yung naging effect niya nung nag-render na ako ng service? Because I also had students who are scholars. Marami din akong estudyante ng mga DOST scholars. From yung mga tinuturuan ko dati, mga usually freshmen. So, every sem, it's part of my routine to ask kung sino yung mga scholars doon sa klase ko. And I would give parang mga relevant stories, paano maging scholar, nung ako yung naging scholar. So parang somehow, na-encourage din sila. Minsan nga, binabalitaan pa nila ako na, ma'am, may stipend na kami. Ganon. Parang may connect sila kasi alam nila na pinagdaanan ko rin yung pinagdaanan nila. Except that, mas malaki na lang yung allowance nila. Kasi during that time, noong time namin 2003, iba yung rate, tapos nag-iba na rin dito sa mga bagong scholars. So, siguro yun, na-relate ko yung experience ko as a scholar dun sa mga estudyante ko kasi good thing ay naging teacher ako. So, meron akong avenue to tell stories like that. During yung mga times na nag-exercise sila, tapos kailangan ng konting break, then I would give stories about my experience as a scholar. Kahit hindi naman scholar lahat ng students ko, mag-agree naman sila kasi experience ko din yun as a student nung ako ay nasa kasing same situation nila. Ayun. So yung pag-render ko ng services, so it wasn't really it didn't feel as an obligation. I didn't feel that it was an obligation. I felt like I like what I was doing, and I felt like it's just right that I give back because they believed in me. They gave me the opportunity. So it's just right to do good dun sa profession na pinili ko. And malaking bagay na teaching nga yung profession ko. So kaya ko talagang mag-impart at makapag-advise dun sa mga students ko. And up until now, hindi pa rin ako maalis sa profession na yan. So I started teaching way back 2007, and up until now, I'm still teaching at the university. And it parang time flies so fast eh. Hindi ko man lang naisip nga na, ay tapos na nga pala ako. Tapos na nga pala ako mag-bayad sa DOST. Feeling ko pa rin, nandun pa rin sa sistema ko yung I should give back. I should serve. Nandun pa rin yung sistema.
Very nice po, ma'am, yung story ninyo. Indeed, you were positioned in that place to influence not only our ongoing scholars, but also your students po. And I do believe po, ma'am, na marami po kayong na-inspire na students po from UP Los Baños and also our viewers for today. Maraming salamat po sa pagsagot sa mga unang katanungan po namin. Meron din po kaming other questions coming from Ma'am Joseph Tibio from SEI. Ito po ay mga katanungan sa wikang Ingles. So ito po ang aming unang katanungan.
Ma'am, can you tell us about a particular person or a fellow DOST scholar who inspired you and tell us why? Parang Miss Universe lang po, ma'am. Pero your answer will be an encouraging sentences or encouraging words for our viewers.
Okay. In my career as an assistant professor in mathematics in UPLB, meron kaming tatlong functions. So, under instruction, research, and public service. Meaning, first, we should be good teachers. Una sa lahat. Pangalawa, we should do relevant researches. And then, in our fields, pwede din sa mga ibang fields na related sa amin. And then, it's a must na meron kaming public service. So, we do extension activities. Ganon. And one person that comes to mind is Dr. Jomar Rabahante. I don't know if you know him already. He's recently one of the awarded 10 outstanding young scientists in the Philippines. And he's a colleague of mine. Actually, a friend of mine. He's my office mate. He was a former scholar during his MS. So, nung nag-master siya, naging DOST scholar siya. Kaya siya yung naisip ko kasi when he does his researches, kasi very prolific siya in research, he makes sure that it could help the people. Actually, he's at the forefront of doing researches about COVID-19 using mathematical models. And maybe if you try to search his name in the web, you will see plenty of interviews from different TV programs asking for his expertise. Naniniwala kasi siya, this is the one thing that I really, apart from he's a good teacher, a good researcher, he serves really the Filipino people. The one thing that I really like about him is that he feels and he believes that science and mathematics are for the people, Filipino people. Yun ang kanyang, nasa ano niya yun, sistema niya yun. And he keeps that in mind whenever he does his researches, whenever he goes out and become a resource person. I know he keeps that in his mind. So I really look up to him and he inspires me to be better at what I do. Of course, I have a lot of things to improve on myself still, so many things. But having someone you look up to, having someone who inspires you in your career gives you that boost, gives you that confidence that someday, somehow, kaya ko din gawin yung ginagawa niyo. If not, ma-align man lang yung mga ginagawa ko sa ginagawa niya. Kasi at least the point where he has the heart for the people, that very part. He's now serving as the dean to the graduate school of the University of the Philippines, Las Banos right now, alongside with so many other things na ginagawa niya sa buhay. So he really inspires me, and he's a good person also, not just a good teacher or researcher. Ayun.
I do agree po na science and mathematics is for the people kasi through science and mathematics yung nagbabago po yung or nai-innovate po yung mga dating technology to make our life easier po. And
yes, I also agree with that. Na if only we listen to science people, science-minded people, maybe mathematics-minded people, we will get a different perspective of things around us, and siguro different perspective na makakatulong to innovate, to have better results around us, maybe.
Yes, ma'am. In what ways can DOST scholars naman can continue their role as scholars for the nation after they graduate or after their graduation?
Okay. As I have said a while ago, even before you graduate, mararamdaman mo na ikaw ay scholar ng bayan at ikaw ay scholar para sa bayan. Kaya ka tinulungan. Kaya they believed in you that eventually you will serve the country and that, kumbaga, they rooted for you, they cheered for you, they supported you. Okay? And naniniwala sila na you will contribute something to the country eventually. So whether you will be working in the government or in the private sector, once you graduate, just keep in mind that you have to work using your mind and your heart wherever you are. Mind or your brain. Of course, it's hindi na question kung matalino ka. For sure, yung mga magiging scholar, merong something na nakita sa inyo ang DOST para pondohan, para tulungan kayo. So meron na yan. Pero yung heart to serve, kailangan they should go together. Sabi nga sa UP, utak at puso. Utak kasi pag nandun ka na sa field mo with your colleagues, you have to be able to think whether what you're contributing is logical. Is it logical? Is it wise? So kung magka-create ka man ng policy, tama ba to? Yung correctness niya, kailangan makita mo din. Speak up when you think there's something wrong. I think this one is better. Like, can we try this one? So nandun tayo sa part na yun. But and then eventually, kailangan mong maisip na, para kanino ko to ginagawa? Of course, minsan napakaganda ng result ng kung ano man yung ginagawa niyo sa trabaho, sa private sector, sa government. Pero ang tanong, eventually, para kanino to? Para saan to? Makakatulong ba to? O para sa atin lang ba to? So whether you'll be working with people in the industry or you'll be working with public servants, think of it na paano ako makakatulong? Paano ako magagamit yung utak ko at saka yung puso ko para dito sa trabaho to, para makatulong sa ibang tao. I think whether it be good, whether it be small or big thing, kung ganun ka mag-isip, mag-rifle effect naman yan. So, hindi kailangan nakapin ka sa government, hindi man kailangan nakapin ka sa private sector. Kailangan lang dala-dala mo yan wherever you go. Yeah.
Tama po, ma'am. It's indeed right mindset. Napakaganda po ng school niyo po na puso at utak. So what advice can you give to DOST scholarship applicants, especially those who are not confident about the process or their chance of getting accepted po?
Okay. Actually, to be honest, I just recently went through a DOST scholarship application for my PhD. And I was happy I was endorsed by that school to the DOST. So wala pang final. But what I want to share is that there are processes. You can't do away with the processes. There has to be processes. Diba? Hindi po pwedeng, I want that, then I get it at that instant. Hindi ganon. If you want something, you have to work hard for it. Okay? Hindi po pwede na, sometimes kasi when we see the list, ang dami namang requirements, ayoko na. May ganon minsan yung mga ibang tao. But, you know, good things come with those na processes. Hindi po pwedeng makuha mo na lang basta. And, yeah, it was tedious. It takes a lot of hard work and patience to come up and collate all these materials, all these requirements, and submit them to whoever, to this application. And then may interview pa yan. Magbibigay ka talaga ng time. But it will be worth it once you're in. It will be worth it. Now, just trust the process. So what I usually tell myself in general, not just with regard to to applications like this, is that if I want something, do I really want this? You have to talk to your heart. Do you really want this? Wala bang obvious na magsasabi sa'yo na mali ito? Kung wala namang obvious, You just talk to your heart. Do you really want this? Do you really want this so badly? Yes or no? If yes, then do something about it. Now, there are times also that you doubt yourself, ito ba talaga yung gusto ko? Kasi minsan, di ba, yun nandun yung mga bata ngayon na parang, ano ba talaga ang gusto ko sa buhay? Gusto ko maging scholar? Gusto ko kumuha ng math and science related na course, na degree program. Now, you talk to your heart. If it says, go for it, then you go for it. Do everything legal and moral to get it. Okay, kahit hindi pa to get it, just apply. Kasi naniniwala ako na if you do everything and then nakapag-submit ka na, that's usually my attitude. Tinry ko siya, okay, nakapag-submit na ako. Of course, may waiting time, may waiting period. Doon ko na lang sinasabi na, okay, binigay ko na lahat, ginawa ko na lahat, bahala na si Lord. If it's for me, then it's for me. Kasi naniniwala ko na you don't tell yourself na if it's for me, then it's for me. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin kung wala ka pang ginagawa. Kasi pag minsan meron tayo na, edi kung para sa akin siya. Pero wala ka namang ginawa. So, gawin mo muna, mag-apply ka muna. Saka mo sabihin na pag para sa akin. Kasi paano ka mananalo ng loto kung hindi ka naman tumataya? Diba? At least kapag nag-apply ka, merong dalawang answers. Yes and no. Okay? May percentage. Malaki yung percentage. If not 50-50, malaki yung percentage na makakakuha ka ng yes. Dalawa lang naman yung choices. But if you don't even try, pag hindi ka man lang nagpasa, hindi ka man lang nag-asikaso, right away the answer is no. So yun yung ano ko sa sarili ko. I-try ko lang. Is it worth the pagod? Is it worth the effort in preparing? Of course, hindi na yung question. It's really worth it. Pag nakita mo yung benefits, wow. Diba? Kailangan ko lang talagang gawin to. Pag nagawa ko to, napasa ko, pag nakapasa ako, thank God. Pag hindi ako nakapasa, ibig sabihin, baka may ibang para sa akin. That's when the time you sort of give up. Pero lighter yung feeling. Kasi you've tried your best. Kasi it's not really good to say na, hindi para sa akin. It's not good to say that if you haven't really tried it. So for those who would like to be scholars, there are people who will support you. Hindi mo kaya i-provide lahat yung mga nandun. Lagi mo pag nakita mo yung stand, baka alam ng nanay natin, baka alam ni mama paano ito gawin. Baka kaya kong kunin sa teacher ko ng high school, itong form na to. Baka pwede akong tumawag sa DOST Apayao or DOST Baguio para ma-support ako dito sa requirement na to. All those things. Kasi naniniwala ko na hindi naman talaga totoo na we are lacking with opportunities. So if you want something so badly, if you dream for it, just keep looking around. The right help will come. The right person will come to help you. If your heart is on the right place. If your heart is to get the scholarship because you want to graduate in this university, because you really want to become this kind of person sooner or later, you have to do something and you have to find it in your heart to do the effort. And pwedeng humingi ng tulong. Because sometimes you get overwhelmed with the list of things and we have so many what ifs. Paano pag hindi na complete yung requirements? Paano pag hindi naisubmit lahat ng requirements? Paano kung sa araw ng exam hindi pala ako okay? Sobrang daming paano. Pag hindi mo tinrust yung process and tinrust yung heart na as long as I've done everything about it, I leave it to God. Bahala na siya kung ito ay talagang para sa akin. So that's my advice to the scholars wannabe, because I'm also a scholar wannabe again. In my graduate studies, naghahangad na rin ulit ako maging DOST scholar. And I just went through, it's a good thing I went through the process just so recently. Ang dami talagang requirements. May interview pa. Pero just be true to yourself. Gusto mong maging scholar, kailangan ko ng tulong ninyo. At sana makita nyo yung meron ako para ma-deserve yung scholarship na yan. Ayun.
Yes po, to all of our scholarship applicants. Napakaganda po ng mensahe ni Ma'am Marjo. Let us find our passion, act on it, claim it, and make sure to trust the process. And we do hope din po, Ma'am, na ma-accept po kayo as one of our DOST PhD scholars. We just want to extend our advance congratulations po, Ma'am, because we trust na makukuha din po kayo. So sa atin pong pinakahuling katanungan, 3 words that could sum up your experience as a DOST scholar.
3 words. It was challenging, fun, and exciting. Challenging siya, kasi you know the challenges that I told you earlier. It was fun, and it gave me a lot of excitement when I was still studying my undergrad degree.
Okay po. So for our episode of DOST for this month, it's all about challenging, fun, and exciting po sa journey ni Ma'am Marjo. Thank you so much po, Ma'am, sa mga bibong pagsagot ninyo sa mga katanungan namin. Those words of wisdom that you have shared to our viewers, naniniwala po ako that they will bury it in their hearts, gagamitin din po nila as they go on their lives. And we also want to thank you, Ma'am Josette Tibio, for giving her time to give us an inspirational message for today. At ngayon po, tawagin po natin si Ma'am Novi. I-share niya po ang mga aral na natutunan po natin sa experience po ni Ma'am Marjo-Anne ngayong araw na to. Ma'am Novi.
Ayan, maraming salamat po ulit Ma'am Marjo-Anne sa pagbabahagi ng iyong makasiyensya at makamatimatikang kwento. Sa ating mga viewers ngayon, sana may natutunan po tayo. Let us run through sa ilang mga aral na pwede po nating mapulot sa kwento ni Ma'am Marjo-Anne ngayong araw. So sa kanyang kwento, nakita ko ang kanyang determinasyon. Unang-una pa lang galing siya ng Santa Marcela, nagporsige siya at nakapasa sa DOST Scholarship, nakapasok sa UPLB, nakapag-adjust sa lahat ng kanyang challenges. So ang isang magandang pwede nating matutunan sa kanya ay ang word na determination. So galing na din kay Ma'am Marjo-Anne na easier ang process ng enrollment kapag isang DOST scholar ka. Among others, aside sa mga stipends, sa mga tuition fee. So kaway-kaway po sa ating mga DOST scholars dyan. And ang isang naging challenge ni Ma'am Marjo na natanong niya din sa sarili niya, how to be better every day. So nabanggit po niya kanina na there are always room for improvement and growth. So think of your down moment as a spring for another level. So when someone believes in your capability, it is one thing na you can hold on to and think that it's not the end of the world yet, for better things are coming. So if from the beginning, di mo gets yung lesson sa mga estudyante po natin ngayon, mga ka-classmates, get help from people around you tulad ng ginawa po ni Ma'am Marjo-Anne. Tell yourself na kaya mo yan. Ayun. And it's just right to give back and to do good sa choice of profession, katulad po ni Ma'am. Work with your heart and work with your mind. Gawin mo ang lahat and leave the rest to the Lord and trust the process. So ang buhay po ni Ma'am Marjo-Anne bilang isang DOST scholar ay summed up sa 3 words na ito, challenging, fun, and exciting. So gusto po naming i-invite din sa mga applicants natin, sa mga nagbabalak mag-apply. Apply po kayo dahil ang pagiging isang DOST scholar ay challenging, fun, and exciting katulad ni Ma'am Marjo-Anne. So marami pa po itong aral ang mapupulot natin sa kanyang kwento. Pero hanggang dito po muna ako. Maraming salamat and back to you, Ma'am Gran and Sir Aldi.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Novi. Bilang pasasalamat sa mga karunungan at mga aral na ibinigay ninyo sa amin, hayaan niyo po kaming handugan kayo ng pagkilala sa mga naiambag po ninyo hindi lamang sa Department of Science and Technology, kundi sa ating bansang Pilipinas. At ito po, ma'am, yung content po ng certificate ninyo. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Science and Technology, Cordillera Administrative Region awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Ms. Marjo-Anne Marjo-Anne A. Fernando in grateful acknowledgement of her invaluable inspiration, dedication to public service, and commitment as a DOST scholar. Given this 25th day of June 2021, during the DADAT, the DOST Scholar, a DOST Scholar story held at the DOST-CAR Regional Office, signed by our Regional Director, Dr. Nancy A. Bantog. Thank you so much po, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me here. It was really an honor and a pleasure to share my story. I've never shared my story to anyone ng ganito kadetalye, and I believe na magandang opportunity din to for me to inspire the scholars wannabe of the DOST.
Thank you po.
Meron din po kaming munting regalo or token sa oras na ibinigay nyo sa DOST Scholarship Program. Upang formal na tapusin po natin ang programang ito, pakinggan po natin ang ating Assistant Regional Director for the Technical Services na si Dr. Pipita S. Pikpikan.
To our star speaker, Ma'am Marjo-Anne A. Fernando, Dr. Josette Biu, the Director of the Science Education Institute of the DOST, DOST Scholars, DOST-CAR family, led by our Regional Director, Dr. Nancy A. Bantog, and the Provincial Science and Technology Directors, DOST-CAR Scholarship Coordinator, Ms. Alicia Balacqua, with the Scholarship Unit staff who facilitated this activity, all the listeners and viewers, good morning to all. In behalf of the DOST-CAR, we thank everyone for your participation to this month's series of the DOST Scholar. We highly appreciate the inspiration, participation, and support of Dr. Josette Biu of the SEI DOST. We congratulate and highly appreciate the participation and sharing of Ma'am Marjo-Anne A. Fernando, who is among the successful and exemplary models of DOST Scholar graduates. We have listened to her inspiring successful story, hoping that her success story as DOST Scholar graduate and where she is now would serve as a challenge to the current as well as aspiring DOST scholars. Thank you, Ma'am Marjo-Anne, for engaging in this series of the DOST Scholar. You are a testimony that things become possible with determination and commitment to your goals and to the objective of the scholarship program. What you are today inspires not only the current scholars and potential scholars, but all the listeners and viewers. You are one of our notable models for the scholars and soon-to-be scholars to emulate. To all the listeners and viewers, we hope you are inspired. To the potential scholars, we hope you are encouraged to aspire as DOST scholar and become one of the future researchers, engineers, or scientists. As future DOST scholar graduates, you will contribute and help increase the science and technology, human resources for the development of the region and the country as well. We look forward to more testimonies of success from other DOST scholar graduates in the next series of the DOST Scholar. Thank you all and stay safe in this new normal.
Thank you so much po, Ma'am Pita. And to all of our viewers that's with us for today, thank you so much also for your time. At para po malaman kung paano mag-apply sa scholarship program po ng Department of Science and Technology, pwede po nating bisitahin ang website ng Science Education Institute sa www.dostsei.gov.ph or pwede nyo din pong i-check yung Facebook page po nila, Science Education Institute. Pwede din po kayong tumawag or mag-text po sa amin 0907-913-2231 o pwede din nyo i-message ang Facebook page ng DOST-CAR. Once again, thank you so much po Ma'am Marge for your time. Ipapadala na lang po namin yung token and your certificate po. At samahan niyo po ulit kami sa next episode po ng aming DAD at DOST Scholar sa buwan ng Hulyo. Huwag niyo din pong kalimutang i-fill out ang ating evaluation link na nasa caption po natin. Thank you so much. God bless us all and stay safe po.
Thank you.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
The Filipino scholar. Hardworking, insightful, determined, and passionate in making a difference. They were the first to awaken the consciousness of our nation, fighting bravely for that vision, embodying our highest ideals, and reflecting the greatest dreams of our people. In their gifted minds lie the breakthroughs that can solve our societal problems. With their leadership, we can look forward to a positive national transformation. The Filipino scholar, our best, our brightest, our today, our hope, our tomorrow. The DOST Science Education Institute recognizes the vital role of the Filipino scholar in nation building. As the agency mandated to produce a critical pool of science and technology human resources, we believe that to better support the nation's development programs, we must not only provide them with the education they need, but also empower and nurture them towards selfless service, sacrifice, and servant leadership. This is the heart of the Filipino Patriot Scholars Project. In line with the government's 10-point socio-economic agenda, the program seeks to inculcate the values of patriotism and nationalism in our scholars by maximizing their capabilities in order to better contribute to inclusive development, as well as inspiring them to sustain and broaden their engagement in national service. With a host of prestigious universities both here and abroad that have opened their doors to our scholars, DOST SEI is supporting a continuously rising number of scholars coming from municipalities all over the country, offering them a full set of opportunities to earn degrees in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics so that they can realize their full potential. Now, to better mobilize this large pool of future science professionals, we conduct an ongoing series of exciting events all over the country. These include an orientation program for new scholars, a one-day seminar workshop to introduce the SEI scholarship programs as a package of opportunities to improve their lives and serve the country, and a regional formation program for continuing scholars. 2 days of enriching activities, from lectures by distinguished speakers to role-playing sessions that depict the program's core values of social responsibility, servant leadership, and professional excellence. Forums that share the personal accounts and success stories of our patriotic scholars, as well as a life-changing immersion in the community, opening their eyes to social realities. This concludes with a pledge to the ideals of the program. Ultimately, a commitment to the betterment of the nation. This is our answer to the brain drain plaguing our local scientific field by instilling a greater sense of responsibility to our own country and highlighting the scholar's critical role in solving the problems that hamper human security and sustainable inclusive national development. The Filipino Patriot Scholars Program, igniting the spirit to love, serve, and take sacrifices for the country. Forming well-rounded citizens who can face the challenges of the future.
Kung ispisahin po na sa Pilipino, this is a way of looking back. Ano ang pwede natin magawa sa ating region at sa Pilipinas?
Letting the youth take the lead in nation building. Inspiring our scholars to be engineers that forge a stronger society, biologists that promote a better quality of life, chemists that balance the formula between development and sustainability, physicists that move society to greater goals, mathematicians that sum up into positive change, and many other roles that, in turn, empower others. Sparking the patriot within every scholar. The DOST SEI Filipino Patriot Scholars Program.